This is the 2019 Hyundai Tucson. It's a family SUV that majors on interior space and value for money, and in this review, we'll tell you everything you need to know about it, including whether it should be on your radar if you're looking for a high-rise family hauler. And while we've got your attention, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you catch every single video that we release. The first Hyundai to bear the Tucson name came out all the way back in 2004, but this version came out in 2016. It was refreshed in 2018 with a new grille, LED daytime running lights, redesigned bumpers, and plusher materials inside. If you like your SUVs to be sporty, then N-Line trim came out in 2019 with more aggressive styling. The Tucson is longer, wider, and taller than most of the cars in its class, including the Nissan Qashqai. So does that translate to more interior space? Let's find out. Even though the Tucson has a reasonable spread of squishy plastic materials in here, if you go for the N-Line trim, you do get some neat red stitching, which adds a bit of pizzazz and some leatherette inserts, but it's still not what you would call flamboyant. On the upside, all the buttons and controls are logically laid out, easy to use and feel good quality. The air conditioning system, for example, is very easy to use on the move because there are proper buttons, whereas the Peugeot 3008 has a convoluted menu system which makes your life a little more difficult. All Tucsons get a touchscreen infotainment system. In the entry-level S Connect trim, the screen is 7 inches and comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This means you can display certain apps on the car's screen, such as your favorite sat-nav, for instance. Should you want built-in sat-nav, you'll need to jump up to SE Nav trim or above, where you get a larger 8-inch screen as well. The graphics and features of the Hyundai infotainment system are a bit dated, but in terms of ease of use, it's hard to fault. The screen is bright enough so you can still see what's going on even in direct sunlight. The menus themselves are easy to get your head around, and route calculations are quicker than you'd get with a Nissan Qashqai, for example. It's easy to get comfortable behind the wheel thanks to plenty of adjustment in the seat. You can go forwards a little bit more, even too much for me. Also, the steering wheel adjusts for reach and rake, which is great. The seats are very comfortable, so they're good for spirited driving and also for long journeys. You get height adjustment, and this useful armrest is standard across all models. If you go for SE Nav and above, you also get adjustable lumbar support. While it's no Range Rover, it is an SUV, so you do get an elevated driving position. Forward visibility is good, apart from these thick pillars, which can obstruct your view slightly at junctions. Over-the-shoulder visibility is better than in a Nissan Qashqai, but the rising window line does obstruct the rear window view, which your rear seat passengers may not appreciate. A reversing camera is standard on all models. Mid-range models get rear parking sensors, while top-spec Tucson add front parking sensors too. If that doesn't sound like enough, the top premium SE trim comes with a surround view camera system. Space up front is plentiful. There's room to stretch your legs out, and the high roof provides plenty of headroom. In terms of storage, there's a decent-sized door bin, 2 cup holders, a small storage space here and there, and under the armrest we have a tray and space for your mobile phone and other items. There's also a cooled, decent-sized glove box. The good news continues in the back, where there's plenty of leg and headroom, even if you're tall and sitting behind a tall driver. You can fit 3 people side by side reasonably comfortably. The only downside is the small lump in the floor, which can eat into foot space, although it's not too bad. There is more space here than in a Nissan Qashqai. Just remember that the panoramic sunroof fitted to some models does eat into rear headroom. All Tucson models come with reclining rear seats, which isn't unique in its class but should help those in the back get more comfortable or even have a snooze on long journeys. The seats split and fold in a 60/40 configuration, which isn't the most versatile. Some rivals, like the Skoda Karoq, are more impressive with features like Vario Flex seats that slide back and forth, recline, fold with a 40/20/40 split, and can even be removed entirely. You also don't get handles to fold a Tucson's rear seats down from the boot, unlike in the Seat Ateca. Moving on to the boot, the Tucson scores highly. Not only is its capacity larger than the class average, but the shape of the boot is square, making it easy to load flat pack furniture. However, the Skoda Karoq offers an even more cavernous space and has lots of handy touches to make life easier. Like the Karoq, there are practical touches in the Tucson's boot too, such as folding out bag hooks, tethering points, and a clever load cover. Top spec models also get a powered tailgate, which you can open hands-free by kicking the air underneath the bumper. But how expensive is it? Here are the key things you need to know about buying and owning a Tucson. The Tucson costs pretty much the same to buy outright as a Nissan Qashqai or Seat Ateca. However, on a PCP finance deal, the latter two work out a little cheaper. It's predicted that the Tucson will hold on to its value well, thanks to its long warranty and low running costs. The Tucson's higher CO2 emissions compared to a Qashqai or Ateca make it a pricier company car than its rivals. Opting for a four-wheel drive Tucson increases emissions further still. Hyundai doesn't really do optional extras, as each trim level is equipped to match its price point. We like the entry-level trim because it offers the best value. You get that infotainment system with smartphone mirroring, air conditioning, and a reversing camera. The Tucson was awarded the maximum 5 stars for safety by Euro NCAP. Diesel has been the fuel of choice for SUVs for many years, but in a lot of ways, the petrol engines in the Tucson make more sense. That said, avoid the entry-level 1.6 petrol engine because it has to work really hard when you've got a full car of people and their luggage, making it less fuel efficient than you might expect. The 1.6-litre turbo petrol is far easier to live with because it pulls strongly at just about any speed, yet its running costs remain sensible. If you really must go for a diesel, the mid-range 1.6-litre is the one to choose. It feels brisk yet delivers good fuel economy. If you're planning to do any towing, the 2.0-litre diesel is a better option because it comes with 4-wheel drive as standard and has a joint highest maximum tow weight of 1,900 kilograms. As for ride comfort, the Tucson has a fairly stiff suspension setup. This sharpens the handling and prevents any wallowing over dips and crests, helping the Tucson feel planted on the road. However, this also means there are more comfortable options. A Skoda Karoq is softer and more composed. The stiffer suspension does a good job of keeping body lean in check, and it certainly rolls less than a Nissan Qashqai. There's good grip in most situations, even in poor weather, but this isn't an SUV you're likely to relish driving quickly. If sporty handling is a priority, the Seat Ateca is a better choice. The Tucson is a fairly quiet motorway cruiser, with the petrol engines producing just a small hum in the background. The diesels are noisier, with a bit of clatter and gruffness under acceleration, but overall, it's still pretty good. Wind noise is kept to a minimum, which is very impressive for an SUV. However, road noise increases with larger wheel sizes, so while it's not bad, the Skoda Karoq remains a quieter option. The Hyundai Tucson offers a roomy interior, a large boot, and an impressive, if not class-leading, 5-year warranty. While it's a dependable choice, the Ateca handles better, and the Skoda Karoq is more comfortable and refined. If you're looking at one of the high-spec versions, don't forget to consider the plush and comfortable Volvo XC40. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you catch all of our videos as soon as they're uploaded.